Going in a bunker is never a good and happy moment for a lot of golfers, but it's even worse when they get to the bunker and find themselves in a plugged lie. The plugged lie, or the fried egg as some people call it, can happen from a number of different situations. It may be that the ball has flown high all the way into a bunker and has gone down in one go into a plug lie. Alternatively, it might be that someone else has left a footprint in there and your ball has settled in the bottom of that person's footprint. Worthwhile making the point that you should always try and smooth over your footprints with a rake or your foot to make sure you don't leave the footprint. But if we find ourselves in this situation, how do we play this shot? The first thing here is it's not an easy shot. So if it's worthwhile noting where you're aiming, you might actually think, well, I'm just going to aim for the bigger part of the green. I might not take on the hero shot over the big tough lip of the bunker. I might aim more to the side where it's a bit shallower, or I might aim for the wider part of the green rather than trying to land the ball and get the ball to spin in near the flag. I've got a tough shot here from a bad lie to quite a tight pin position. So I start with my sand wedge. I'm going to really open the face up on my sand wedge. But then the change is I'm going to have the ball slightly further back in my stance and I'm going to grip onto the club really tightly. Holding the club really tight is important because to get this ball out, I need to hit a lot more sand. And if I'm hitting a lot of sand, but I'm not holding tightly onto the golf club, the club might just stop in the floor and not power through. So I really want to power through some of this sand. I want to have the ball a bit back in my stance to really encourage that good downswing to get the ball up and out. So let's start off on the proper fried egg here. Ball sort of more middle-ish rather than forwards in my stance. Squaring the face a little bit and lots of grip pressure there and hitting down hard and following through. And trying to just limp that ball off the flag there. So limping that ball over the front edge and trying to get it to run out. But you can see the size and scale of the divot that I took there. I've removed a huge pile of sand that was either side of my golf ball. And I did that with lots of commitment. There was no pulling out of it and dollying it. Lots and lots of grip pressure, really hitting down hard into the back of my stance. All of that sand came out and splashed onto the green and the ball came out. Now, I got lucky with that one. It was on line for the pin, but you might have noticed it wasn't stopping at all. It was flying on through and it actually hit the stick, which helped me out. That ball comes out with no spin because as the club comes down and hits it, between the club and the ball, there's a big pile of sand. So there's no interaction between the club face and the golf ball, very little backspin. The ball comes out but just shoots off. And that's why I stressed at the start of this tip that you might aim for the wider part of the green rather than trying to spin the ball to a standstill. So next time you're in the bunker and unfortunately you find yourself in that fried egg position, try and use those techniques to play good, successful plugged lie bunker shots.